So thank everyone for joining today's webinar. And for today's topic is ZYCOO PB-S11 and EA-B11 emergency and call button solutions. First, let's have a look at the new product lineup. And if you have joined our last webinar, we have already talked about VI series network intercom and our VI-Z01, the network volume controller. And for today, we're going to share about the other two call buttons. It's PB-S11 Network Panic Button and EA-B11, the call button with microphone. Then here's the content for today's webinar. So firstly, we're going to introduce the PB-S11, the Network Panic Button. So this is the how this device looks like. And for the hardware part, you can see the front panel is aluminum alloy and it has press for help, the red 6 screen print, and it has built-in microphone. And we have reserved the dry contact output. That means you can connect it with third-party peripherals like door strike. And there's also RJ45 network port. That means this device is PoE supported. And the button, this is LED button. It has red and blue dual color. And for installation, by default, it supports 1 GAN box flush mounted, or you can make it wall mounted, but you need to use our EA-B11 accessory box that looks like this for wall mounted. And then we're going to share about some features of this device. So firstly, it supports silent emergency call. So as this picture shows, when there's violent intrusion and the staff is in danger, then he or she can make silent emergency call with our PB-S11. So this device provides instant silent emergency call. It's suitable for schools, banks, hospitals, courtrooms, and some like 24/7 business. So for these places, some like intrusion or emergency can happen, then the staff or students or any other one in danger, he can use this emergency, this device to make silent emergency call, because this device has built-in microphone, but it has no speaker. So it can protect you to make silent calls. And secondly, it supports outgoing call. So when you use it with a SIP server, this device can be configured and to dial the SIP calls to external numbers, such as local police stations, security centers, or emergency medical services. But you need to make sure you use it with a SIP server, and you need to go to our IP audio center and to add the SIP trunk. And thirdly, it supports failover forwarding. If you have joined our last webinar, we talk about our VI series network intercoms. It also supports failover forwarding. So that means you can predefine up to 5 call destinations. And when the first line, for example, it's busy, not answered, or the device is offline, the call can be directly automatically forwarded to the next destination that you have set. So this can ensure your call won't be missed, especially during emergencies, and that you can always reach someone in time. So this diagram also shows that, like, if you have you can set up to 5 call destinations, and if the first one has no answer or it's busy unavailable, it will directly dial the next number. And for this feature, you need to go to the advanced settings and input-output settings. So I will show you here how this one works. So firstly, you need to go to this device web GUI. You can see this is the PB-S11. This is the device web GUI, and you need to go to advanced settings, input-output settings, and call button settings. So for the call button, you can disable it, and you can set outgoing call, or you can set a HTTP request. So here for failover forwarding, we need to choose the button to trigger outgoing call when you press the button. And also you need to turn on this press trigger settings. So as you can say, you can set up to 5 call destination numbers. You can put the number here. So maximum is 5 call numbers, and you also need to turn this one on. So that means if the first destination number is busy or unavailable, it will dial the next number. And also you can turn this one on if the first number has no answer, it can also dial the next number. And this is the no answer timeout. You can select like how many seconds, like if the first number has no answer, then it will dial the next one. And for audio messages, this is another feature. We will share it later. So that's for the outgoing call. For the failover forwarding settings. Then we continue. The next feature is adaptive noise reduction. Because this device has built-in adaptive noise reduction technology that can effectively filter out background noise. So this can ensure clear audio pickup, even in noisy environments like in schools, factories, or train stations. So this can make sure your voice can be heard clearly, even in those noisy, critical situations. And then it's the audio message. So for this feature, it allows a voice prompt to be played before the remote site answers. So users can use system ringtone, upload custom audio or TTS files, that means text-to-speech files, to inform the responder of the location, event type, or any other essential details. This can improve situational awareness and response time. So here, as this picture shows, here's an example that you can set your audio message like this. So it can be, this call is from the West Corridor on the first floor of Lincoln Middle School. Immediate response required. So you can set this audio message to be the location of your call is from. So this is very exact location. So this can help the security guard or any others to help immediately, and he can identify your location quickly. So that's how this one works. And for this feature, you also need to go to the device's web GUI to do some settings. So I will directly show you. So it's also under the button settings. You can see there's audio message, right? You need to turn it on. And for the audio file, we already have some presets for you to choose from. But you can also upload your custom audio. So if you want to choose custom audio, you can select here, and you can adjust the playback volume and playback count. That means how many times this audio message to be played. And you can also turn this one on. It means press again to end call. So if someone press the button twice, then the call will be stopped. So that's how it works. And so you need to turn on audio message, and you can choose custom audio. But for custom audio, if you want to upload your own audio messages, you need to go to the run file page. You can click select audio file. So it will go to your computer's like local files that you can choose your audio file. Then you can click upload. You can also choose, you can click play before you upload, and you can also delete it. So here, as you can see, you can upload up to 5 custom audios. And you need to be aware that we only accept the WAV format for the RAR files, and there's also space limit. So that's for the custom audio. And then another feature is the remote access control. So as this picture shows, if someone press the button, PB-S11, press the button for help, then the call will directly goes to the IP phone. For example, if the IP phone is in the office, then the teacher or the security guard can answer the call, and he can press the keys to remotely lock or unlock the door. But firstly, you need to connect the device with the door strike. And so for this feature, it uses DTMF signaling. So DTMF means dual tongue multi-frequency signaling. So this one is widely used for remote control. So the authorized personnel can remotely lock or unlock doors during emergencies. So, and for this one, you also need to go to the settings page and to go to the relay settings. So I will show you on the web GUI. So it's also advanced settings, input output settings, and it's below the button settings. Here you can see the relay settings. Make sure that you turn on the trigger by DTMF signal, and you need to set the DTMF code. So that means you press what keys to trigger the door strike. Here we give example like 1 and star. So when you press the keys on your IP phone, when you press 1 and then the star key, then you can trigger the door strike. So that's how this setting is like. So you make sure you go to the relay settings to turn this one on. So here, this is a summary of the applications and features of this device. So as you can see, it's applicable to many different scenarios like schools, healthcare, restaurants, and so on. And for the features, we have already shared some major features just now. So this device has a built-in microphone, but no speaker. So this can ensure concealed and silent emergency call. And it supports up to 5 call destinations for failover forwarding. And it supports dialing outbound calls, but you need to add the SIP trunk first. And it also has multiple LED indicator flashing preset modes for the button. And it supports customized audio messages. For example, you can set the location information, and it also supports adaptive noise reduction feature. So that's the applications and features for the PB-S11 Network Panic Button. Then we're going to share about the EA-B11 Call Button with microphone. This is our accessory, and this is how it looks like. And for the hardware, you can see it's also the front panel is also aluminum alloy, and it also has built-in microphone. And the button is also LED button with red and blue dual color. And for installation, there's a big difference. For this device, by default, it supports wall-mounted installation. And you also need to use our accessory box like this. And it also supports one gun box flush mounted. And this poster shows how this device works. So basically, firstly, you need to connect the device with our ZYCOO network speakers. Then after that, you can press the button to make a phone call to for example, to the security guard. Then he can reply you and directly talk back to you via the ZYCOO network speakers. So this is how it works. So this is the summary of the major features of this device. It's compact and cost effective because this way it's cheaper than intercom, and it supports two-way communication when it connects with our speakers. And it also has LED indicator because the button is LED button. And it also supports audio playback mode. And this diagram shows how it works. So basically the workflow is when someone press the button, the EA-B11 call button with microphone, after press it, it can trigger the speakers. Then the speakers can play music, alarm, or two-way communication. And for the button and the speakers, they are connected via the wires. It's hardwired. So this is how this one works. So basically press trigger speakers, then the speaker take actions like play music or to do like two-way communication. And for the settings, so because this device is an accessory, it doesn't has its own web GUI. So you need to set it on the speaker's web GUI. So this is speaker's web GUI, and you need to go to the advanced settings, input output settings, and key settings. So I will show you how this one works. So this is a PB-S11 web GUI that we shared just now. And this one is SC15. So this, as you can see, SC15, this is our selling speaker. So you need to go to the advanced settings, input output settings, and then you can see there's key settings. So you can, now it's disabled. So you can also set it to make outgoing call. And you can set the destination number, and you can choose the line. And you can also turn this one on and press again to end the call. So after the setting is done, so when you press the call button, it will make an outgoing call to the destination that you have set. So this is how it works. So make sure that the setting is on the speaker's web GUI because the accessory, the EA-B11, it's an accessory and it does not has its own web GUI. So here, this is also an summary of this device. It's also applicable to many scenarios like for schools, healthcare, office buildings, hotels, and so on. And for the features, it has built-in microphone for clear voice communication, and it has easy to install enclosure design, but you need to make sure you need to connect it with a compatible ZYCOO network speaker. For example, SC15, our selling speaker, or SW15 is our cabinet speaker. So only when the device connected with our ZYCOO network speakers, it can be used for the below functions, for example, for two-way communication. So when it's connected, you can press the button to initiate a call or answer incoming call for two-way communication. And you can also press the button to trigger the speakers to play ringtones, alarms, or custom notification audios. And you can also press the button to trigger a speaker to execute an HTTP URL action. And you can also configure and control it via web GUI, but you need to make sure that it's the speaker's web GUI. So that's for the EA-B11, the call button with microphone. So today we share about the two call buttons, but there are difference, and you need to know which one suits you. So we have made this table to show the details, the detailed difference. So firstly, for the core positioning, like the aim is different. For the PB-S11 network panic button, it's more emergency focused because you can use it to make silent emergency calls. And for EA-B11 call button with microphone, it's mainly used for daily communication, for like routine calls. But you can also use the network panic button for like daily use. It also works. but it's just their main, like their focus is there's different. And for the key functions, the PB-S11 can trigger silent calls to 5 preset destinations for failover forwarding. So that means if the first one has no answer, you can dial the next number. And it supports location-specific custom audio upload. And you can also, there's also dry contact for remote access control, because we have reserved the dry contact output that you can connect it with third-party peripherals like door strikes. So you can use it for door lock or unlock. And for the EA-B11, it only works when it's connected to ZYCOO network speakers. And only after the connection, it can support two-way communication or to play audio triggers like ringtones, alarms, or HTTP actions. And for the hardware part, actually both of them has no built-in speaker. And for PB-S11, it has, and both of them has built-in microphone. But for the PB-S11, it has no built-in speaker. This one is for the person to make discrete alerts to make silent emergency calls. That's why there's no speaker. It's to protect the callers actually. And for the EA-B11, it has no built-in speaker, but you can connect it with our ZYCOO speakers for two-way communication. So that's the difference. And so for the dependency, you can say that PB-S11, you can use it as a standalone safe endpoint. While for the EA-B11, it's only an accessory. It requires connection to ZYCOO network speakers. So that's the major difference. And for the installation, actually, both of them supports flush mounted and wall mounted. But by default, for PB-S11, by default, it supports flush mounted installation, while for the EA-B11, usually it's wall mounted by default. And for the LED indicators, both of them have LED buttons, but the display modes are different. Because PB-S11, it supports advanced LED display modes, so you can even choose stealth mode, emergency mode, assistance mode. While for the call button, the EA-B11 call button, it only supports basic LED display modes, like the LED lights to show the status of the device. For example, when it's offline or online or it's busy, the color can change, and also the flashing frequency is different. So that's for the differences between the two devices. So that's all for today's webinar. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments.